Hey guys, what's up? Jack Khan here. Welcome back to another video. Actually, I just shot this. It's like 12:30 in the morning right now, and I'm reshooting it because I got a new camera and I'm shooting in 4K for the first time. And the card that I was using couldn't read fast enough. First, I didn't know that plastic cards knew how to read. Like 4-year-old kids don't even know how to read. Like, how do you expect a piece of plastic to know how to read? So I had to find another card and then put it in, but then it was too much, it was too full. So then I went back to my laptop and I had to delete everything on there, and now I'm recording it for the second time. So let's get into the video. Today we're going to talk about how to choose which schools to apply to, as well as how many should you apply to. First tip I have for you guys is look at the prerequisites. The prerequisites are going to be different from each school, right? So you have your classes. So for some schools, they're going to want to see microbiology as a requirement. And then some schools will have anatomy and physiology as a requirement. And then some schools will have both of them as a recommended, but they're not a requirement. So obviously, if you don't have anatomy and physiology taken, you wouldn't be applying to the school that requires anatomy and physiology. Also, you should look at the number of shadowing hours. By the way, all of this information you can take off the IDEA official guide to dental schools, or you could do a quick Google search and look on the school website for the official criteria. Another thing you should look at is the number of shadowing hours a school needs. Some will say 0, some will say 40 hours recommended. I remember there was one school that recommended 40, and then when I went to call before I even applied and the application opened my year that I was applying, I was like, oh, here are all my stats, like this is what I have for DAT, GPA, I'm gonna have 100 hours. I see you guys only listed 40 here. That should be good, right? And then they were like, oh no, actually, you gotta have like 200 hours if you want to be competitive. And I would never have known that I should get like 200 or more than 200 if I didn't call and ask. So definitely call the school and have the admissions people tell you what you need and what is lacking in your application. Another cutoff you should be wary of is DAT and GPA. Some schools will have a strict DAT cutoff. So if you get under an 18 in any category on the DAT, like biology or something, then you're not even going to get your application looked at. Same thing for GPA. For some schools, if you have under a 3.0 GPA, you're going to get cut off. Again, you should look at each school and see which applies to which one that you will apply to. Second tip I have for you guys is, do you want to go to a pass-fail school or do you want to go to a graded school? There are definitely pros and cons to each. I'm going to talk about some of the pros to each. So for the graded schools, it's good if you like competition, if you thrive off competition, if you do really well under the pressure of competition, then you're probably going to prefer to go to a graded school. Also, if you know that you're going to work really hard and you're going to rank in the top of your class, and you also want to go to a specialty, you'll have a really good shot at going to a specialty if you're ranking really high in your class of dental students. On the other side, we have pass-fail. This is the one that I like more. I think dental school and dentistry in general, when you're working with a team after you graduate and everything, it's more of a collaboration. And I think that everyone has worked so hard to get into dental school that there doesn't need to be extra stress put on us to compete against like other genius people. Like, I don't even think I'm that smart, but I know that a lot of my classmates are going to be extremely smart, and I don't want to compete against them. I want to help them, and I want them to help me. I don't want to be ranked within them. Also, fewer gunners. Third tip I have for you is think about the number of schools that you want to apply to. If you have high stats, then you don't need to apply to 30 schools like I did. You can just apply to 5 to 10 because a lot of those schools will be target and safety schools, and you're not guaranteed, but you have a really good shot at getting in one of those schools. However, if you have a lower or average test scores and extracurriculars and all of that, then you might want to apply to more schools. Maybe you apply to 5 reach schools, 5 target schools, and 5 safety schools. There is a cost that goes into applying with schools. I applied to 30 schools, which is just an absurd number, and a lot of you guys will not need to apply to 30 schools, but I did, and I had to pay $3,000 for primary applications, and then you think you're done, but that's where they get you. Because all of them will send you a secondary application, and it'll be between $50 and $150 again, and you have to obviously pay it because you want them to look at your application. So that's another expense on top of the primary application. So my total amount that I paid for dental school was around $6,000 just applying. Tip 4 is not only are you looking at the amount of schools you're applying to because of the application fee, but also the tuition and how much the school is going to cost you. There's actually a pretty wide range in the cost of attendance at dental schools. In some of your in-state schools, you'll get around $200,000 graduating debt, or for some of the private schools that are like in California or New York where everyone wants to go, then they're going to be up to over $400,000. So pretty much you're thinking about if the dental school is going to be worth one Lamborghini or is it going to be worth 2 Lamborghinis. Guys, if you're enjoying this video so far, if you could give me a like and a subscribe if you haven't already, that would be a huge help to me and it would really go a long way in supporting my channel. So tip 5 is location, location, location. No, you're not about to buy property for real estate. However, you're going to be living there for the next 4 years of your life. So pretty much you're moving there for 4 years. So you have to think, where do you want to live? Do you want it to be sunny all year around, or do you want to experience all 4 seasons? Even more important than that is, where do you want to practice after dental school? Where do you want to stay? Where do you want to live and settle down? Where do you want to start your practice or work as an associate? Because if you go to dental school in California, but you want to move to New York, yes, you can do it, but it's going to be harder because you're going to have less connections over there on the East Coast than you would if you just wanted to stay in California. All of your friends, all of the faculty that you're involved with, not all, but most of your friends, most of the faculty you're involved with, and most of the connections you're going to make are going to be people from California or the surrounding areas around here. Tip 6, something you want to look for when applying to dental schools is look at the class diversity, look at the class, different ethnicities, in-state or out-of-state, the number of international students. All of these are factors that you should consider before you apply to a school, because let's say you live in Utah and then you're trying to apply to school in Nevada. And let's just say the Nevada school, UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas, accepts 90% in-state. It's not going to be a great idea applying to UNLV if you don't live in the state of Nevada, as much as you want to party in Vegas and go to your favorite DJ Tiesto all the time. If you're international students, you look at the percentage of international students that are enrolled in the school versus the amount that applied. And also, you want to think about, who do you want to be spending the next 4 years with? Or do you want to be spending it with a diverse group of people that you can learn a lot of different cultures and maybe cooking and different tendencies from them? Or do you want to just go to dental school with all of your buddies, all the people in your state, that a lot of people that you already know, and keep building the bond and connections that you have with some people that you already know? Tip 7, does the school you're applying to have specialties? And also, do you want it to have specialties? So some schools will have all the specialties there, and if you want to shadow or if you have a rotation, you have a lot of connections and people to talk to, and you'll be able to learn a lot from those specialists. And in other schools, there will be no specialists, so there won't be that type of networking that you can do. However, with those schools, maybe you're getting to see more cases and more harder cases and getting to work on those patients, because the people at the other school who have the specialty, whenever there's a case that can go to a specialist, it just always goes to the specialist, and the general dentists that are practicing don't get to look at the case that in depth. Addition, if you're thinking about getting into a specialty or you're gunning for a specific specialty, you have to look at the percentage of dental students that end up getting into a specialty if they want after dental school. If the percentage of people that get into specialties are low for one school, but it focuses a lot on hand skills, and you're going to come out being a extremely competent general dentist, then you can choose that school. But if you want your opportunity to become a specialist, then you want to go to another school that has a greater chance of you becoming a specialist after you graduate dental school. And the final tip I have for you guys is think big. Don't be afraid to apply to those reach schools. Don't be afraid to dream big, think big. You never know who's going to read your application. Maybe it goes to someone who is having a really good day, and also it's the lenient one, and you just get lucky and you get an interview, and then you do really well in the interview, and then you get into your dream dental school. As with most things in life, there is some luck involved, so do not be afraid to shoot that shot and get into the dental school that you really want to get into. And that wraps up the video. Before you guys go, please leave a like and subscribe. I'm really excited for next week's video, or the week following next week's video, because I'm teaming up with a company that I really like, and we're doing I don't even know if I should tell you, but we're gonna give away some free stuff. I guess I just told you. We're doing a giveaway. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. And if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comment section below, and maybe you can get on to the comment wall of fame. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.